I got the monkey on my back and now I'm finally free. I gave my life over to Christ, he changed my life and now I'm finally free. Don't have to carry no more weight up on my shoulders, now I'm finally free. Finally, oh yeah. So many things in life I had to give up on, but my God didn't give up on me. No, he didn't. He gave me another chance. Hey, I was blind, but now I see. Oh yeah, I finally gave my life to Christ, and now I'm finally free. Anything I need, my God provides for me. I just want to thank you, God, for loving me, taking care of me and my family. I had to clean up when I messed up, starting my life over again. Now I'm finally free. I'm feeling good, I got the monkey on my back and now I'm finally free. I gave my life over to Christ, he changed my life and now I'm finally free. Don't have to carry no more weight up on my shoulders, now I'm finally free. Finally, oh yeah. People talk that what they do and what they say can't stop my moves. Let me say a thing or two about what God can do for you. I know he did it for me, I know that he'll do it for you, because I am living proof of what my God can do for you. People change, but my God won't change. I weather the storm with a smile on my face, singing hallelujah is the higher praise. Lord, I want to thank you for another year. I've been changed. The angels in heaven done shine my name. Gave my life to Christ and now I'm finally free. Anything I need, my God provides for me. I just want to thank you, God, for loving me, taking care of me and my family. He took the shackles off my feet, now I can dance and now I'm finally free. Finally free. This was for the people in the world who believe in Jesus. Believe in Jesus. He took the shackles off my feet, now I can dance and now I'm finally free. I'm finally free. This was for the people in the world who believe in Jesus. I'm feeling good, I got the monkey on my back and now I'm finally free. I gave my life over to Christ, he changed my life and now I'm finally free. Don't have to carry no more weight up on my shoulders, now I'm finally free. Finally, oh yeah.
I've been thinking about you, searching for you, dreaming about you, searching for you. From about you, searching for you. About you, searching for you. I've been dreaming about you, searching for you. Searching, thinking about you're on my mind. Do you think of me the way I think of you? Baby, I'm looking for you. Are you searching? 'Cause I'm searching for you.
All right. Sometimes it takes them a while. They don't send the notifications out all the time. You know what I mean? TMB with Monkey Man. Salute to TMB with Monkey Man. Keep up the good work, dude. I'm checking you out. I got my eyes on you, Monkey Man.
Turn it up, pass this track straight to fucking Monkey Man. Burn it up.
Cross my heart, I never cross the plug. I'm game related like Dewberry and C-Dub. So let's talk about it. TMB with Monkey Man. Stop playing games, boy. Stay in your own lane. Beating on my chest like a fucking 8. Oklahoma on the way to the H. Body rock south side, what you talking about? Niggas home, pro, that's the north side. Holla at that bar bands, full of slabs eye. Mike and Brett, that's a domino effect. You must be loco if you think you in the winner circles. I'm in the trade, but I don't see no TV. It's that boy Monkey Man and that Mike D. On the coffee runs early morning with my peeps. Bitch, I'm monetized on YouTube in the street. Somebody call it Zoo, cause Monkey Man, I
So I guess I'm on my Monkey Man shit. Monkey Man shit. Monkey Man shit, ayy. So I guess I'm on my Monkey Man shit. Monkey Man shit. Monkey Man shit, ayy. Moving through the jungle, I can fuck with no fake niggas. Only fuck with real nigga, yeah, you know the deal, nigga. Ayy.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Monkey Man. Look here, man. So, what was that Saturday? I'm gonna have to change the title of that show, but I was gonna talk about some random shit, but I got right here with this guy right here, Stephon Speaks, man. Shout out to Stephon Speaks, man. Go subscribe, go like, subscribe. Where he talk about, see, my thing is today is building the black man, understanding the flaws of a black man. But don't get me wrong, we're gonna work on the women next, but you gotta work on yourself before you work on anybody else. You gotta heal. This is what this man talking about. Um, when he praises toxic behavior, it's always everyone else's fault. Instant mood swings. He has an addiction. He's unaffected by, so it's a lot of things as men we need to work on. So I scooted back because I think we're on 3. Now, if you want to go catch the first part, I think we went through because it's 7. The name of this thing is 7 red flags of a broken man. See, that's what I'm saying. When we trying to show, like, we trying to I'm gonna use myself for example, because this is why I relate to some of the things he's saying. Because see, us as men, we always want to say she the problem, but it seems like everywhere we go, we taking that same problem with every female. So it can't be every goddamn female. So we need to see what us as men need to do, and women, because you might be with a broken man and don't even know it. But he give you signs. Like I said, if you go back Saturday, I'm gonna change the name of it and put part 1 on there, so y'all will know which one it is. But it's from Saturday. It ought not. It ought to be after the event show. It ought to be 2 from the event shows. I got event show part 1 and event show part 2. It's the one before that. So, but anyway, we finna get into it and we finna break it down. And here we go.
Other people's lives, where the ex is still his friend, and he has not fully released this woman. Now, I'm not attacking all friendships of exes, not saying that none of them can't be fully platonic, but I'm going to keep it real with you. In most cases, there's some unresolved stuff there. And so when you start to see this, whether that woman is present in his life in some capacity or not, I feel the need to tell you that do not fall into getting into a competition with this woman. I think a lot of times issues like this are overlooked because the woman falls into the trap, the new woman falls into the trap of now, as I said, competing with this other woman. I'm not going to lose this man to her. I'm not going to let her think she's better than me, especially if that woman gave you a bad look, said something wrong to you. If she did anything to make you feel like she's not respecting you, it can be very easy.
Now I did go a little bit back so we can go into step 3 or step 4. I don't remember which one it is. Like I say, you'll have to go to the last video and catch up, but this is where we at.
Easy for many to fall into the trap of battling her and now losing sight of the fact that this man has not handled his business. And if he really loves you, if he's really into you, if he's really serious about you, he should not put you in a position that you have to even consider battling some other one. He should be handling that, nipping it in the bud, and that's it. It's done and it's over. So I just had to mention.
And I'm gonna tell you something. Us as men, we do whole shit like we'll bring our new girlfriend around our baby mama, really on the cool, just to shine on the bitch. You feel what I'm saying? We ain't doing it. I mean, and now you putting your person who you with at the time, you put them in an awkward position, because at the end of the day, it's finna become, because women compete, men compete, women compete. So now it's finna become who better than the next one. You know what I'm saying? And you as a whole ass nigga, and I'm including myself, us as whole ass men, we'll be like, yeah, my girl do this, my girl doing that, woo woo, yeah, she doing it. You know, just trying to dry cap. Come on, man.
That's because it happens more than y'all think. All right. And I don't want that happening to you. But the overall point here is whether it be past relationship, whether it be disappointment from a job he missed out on, or something he felt betrayed and cheated at, maybe he's still holding on to friends that stabbed him in the back, whatever the case may be, this is a problem. Because again, the other mistake that many make is thinking that this emotional damage, and let's just use friendship. Let's say it's an old friend that did damage to him. Thinking that the wound from that situation will not leak blood onto you. It will. In different little ways, it will. Are there some situations where people have managed to not allow it to really negatively impact their partner? I want to say yes, but honestly, no. And the reason why I'm going to say no is this. Even if it hasn't directly or more blatantly impacted their new partner, the negativity that resides from it seeps into the relationship one way or another. All right. So you're going to pay a price. So again, this is why we cannot just overlook these things and think everything will be okay, because that had nothing to do with me specifically. And they seem to be functioning right now. It's like someone being a functioning alcoholic. They're still an alcoholic. They still have an issue. And that issue can still rear its ugly head and cause a huge problem. So don't make excuses for it and make sure you address it. All right. So now, number 4 on the list of
So now we're at number 4. Let's listen.
signs you're dealing with an emotionally damaged man or emotionally broken man is intense mood swings. All right.
This me all motherfucking day. I have intense mood swings, like a motherfucker. Sometimes, I mean, it's getting better, but I think a lot of it because I used to do a lot of motherfucking drugs, and usually when shit gets too heated or shit gets too out of hand, I run the drugs. But today, since I don't do that shit no more, I just lash his eye. So let's see what he said about that, because I am guilty of this.
Oh, one, let me say this. I think we all go through a level of some kind of swing. Most of us, all right? Maybe there are people who stay really consistent all the way through. But for most people, sometimes you're happy, sometimes you're sad. You know, you have a bad day. That's normal. This is why I specifically use the word intense mood swings. 1 minute, they're all the way up here. Next minute, they're all the way down here. All right. And many times it's without even an obvious trigger. It's just out of nowhere. They're just, boom, swinging. And
I'm guilty.
this kind of emotional roller coaster can lead to a lot of bigger problems. All right. One, when someone can swing so intensely back and forth, that shows a level of emotional instability. All right. That instability can get even more toxic. It can turn to abuse because now when you are so unstable, it's easier to let things come out of your mouth that you shouldn't be saying.
And I bet you, and I don't know if he gonna say that, but I bet you. Cause I shout out to Charleston White, man. That's why I fuck with Charleston White. Shout out to Charleston White. Charleston say most men are emotional because they did not grow up with a man in the house. So that's why we act out of emotions. You see what I'm saying? So if he's emotionally unbalanced, he don't know how, because he never had a man in his life to show him how to control, like when we see men arguing with women, bro, that's coming from, nigga, we don't supposed to argue with no female. I'm not finna argue with no female, bro. Sometimes I know we have our disagreements, but I'm not, well, bitch, fuck you. You sounding like a female. Bitch, fuck you and all that, woo, woo, woo. Man, come on. That's the emotional shit. You putting your emotions in it. Anytime a man voice get high pitched, anytime your voice get high pitched, that's that bitch coming out of you. In the great words of Charleston White, that Keisha coming out of you.
It's easier to take certain actions that you should not be taking. It's easier to come complete.
But see, Tyrone, you had a father figure in your life, which is Pops. Pops was a real man. Pops was a real motherfucking man. That's why you don't get emotional. Nigga, I get emotional. I ain't have no father figure in my life. You feel what I'm saying? So with my uncle showing you how to be a man and what a man's supposed to be like, you took on some of them traits. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you don't act out in emotion. You know what I'm saying? Good morning to you, fam. Good morning to you.
Out of character because they don't have a good control of self and their emotions. And their emotions are running them. And that is not healthy for any individual. So when you start to notice this person has these types of swings, again, we've got to dive deeper. Now, I feel the need to talk about depression. And let me say this. I mentioned in a different video that, listen, somebody can be depressed, and we're talking about men for right now, but it can apply to anyone. Someone can be depressed, and to me, the issue isn't that they're depressed. The issue is, are they willing to do something about it? Are they willing to work with you? Because if not, you should not be obligated to have to now be prisoner to the situation. Now, there are people who take offense to that. And I mean no offense. I'm not here to hurt people's feelings. But what I want those who may take issue with that to understand is when your response to that is saying, well, some people can't control it, people struggle, it's worse than we realize. Then my response is, okay, then what's the cutoff? To what extent do we allow this to drag on? Because if we're just so focused on you having sympathy for this individual, now there comes a point where people will sacrifice their own peace and sanity for giving them sympathy. And without there being any kind of line drawn, it can drive them to all kinds of depths of misery. It can completely drain and damage them, as well as destroy and deteriorate the quality of the relationship. So,
and some of you suck ass niggas feed off of that sympathy, because you really, we can use that sympathy as manipulation. I want you ladies to understand, men will use that sympathy as a form of manipulation.
What purpose does it serve if there isn't at least an understood line? Now, to me, because there must be a line, the easiest line to draw is, as long as you're willing to make an effort. We're not saying the person has to go from fixing their depression tomorrow to being perfect the next day or whatever. We're saying you're working towards better. You're putting forth the effort, whether it's going to a coach or a therapist, whether it's getting medication. I'm just quick disclaimer, me personally, I don't believe in medication for this, but I am not a doctor.
Me either. I don't believe in medication. Why in the fuck I'm gonna take depression pills and one of the side effects is suicide? I might well just be depressed and kill my motherfucking self.
Shit. I'm just giving you my personal view, but I would suggest speaking to mental health professionals in this area as far as that, and that's a personal decision to make. I just want to make that clear. But at least you're doing something. Whether I believe in that or not, at least it still shows you're making an effort to make the...
Hold on, I'm gonna crank it back up. But if you depressed, smoke your little grass and turn on David Chappelle and watch how your life change. You smoke your little grass, turn on some David Chappelle, turn on some what's my nigga name? Turn on some Bubba Dub, turn on some Jack Boy. What's that boy? Yeah, I think that nigga named Uncle Daddy, whatever that nigga is. Turn on some Carl and Claiborne. Your ass need to laugh. That's what you need to do. Your ass need to laugh.
Better. All right. So there's a difference between having sympathy for someone who is, let's just say they're on medication, taking their medication, but they still have their days where they struggle. Okay, that's cool. But if this person's saying, I'm not going to get some help, I don't need any help, I'm fine, or I just don't want to do it, whatever their excuse is, no. Because you want to give so much sympathy to them, but where's the sympathy to the person that has to deal with it? They matter too. So getting back to the mood swings, again, be paying very close attention to that. And it's a matter of, as I sound like a broken record, addressing it. Plain and simple, it needs to be addressed. It needs to be worked on. It cannot be overlooked. All right, so before we move on to the next one, here is your chance to get your personal question answered for free on my next live coaching call with my membership program. All you have to do is go to askstephonspeaks.com.
Go ask that nigga a question.
Or in the comment section, submit your question, and you will have an opportunity to get that question answered for free on my live call. Again, that's...
Shout out to EB, shout out to my kinfolk Tyrone, shout out to Basshole by Nature, shout out to Big Man. What's popping?
AskStephonSpeaks.com. All right, so now we are on to number 5 on the list, and the 5th sign of an emotionally damaged man, emotionally broken man, I keep using different words, anyways, is low self-esteem and lack of confidence. Now, I want to start by saying this. I don't think any of these issues should be overlooked. But do I believe that, or will I agree that there is different levels of severity with each one? Yes. And so I think that a lot of times there are plenty of people who lack confidence or lack a level of self-esteem, at least if not overall, and maybe in certain areas of their life. Now, again, I'm saying that to acknowledge it's a very common issue. I'm saying that to acknowledge that this is something that maybe we can have a little bit more patience with, but patience is still not in just accepting it for what it is. Patience is just saying, okay, let's discuss it. We're working on it. Let's work towards making things better. Because again, you can't overlook it, because lack of self-esteem and lack of confidence can wreak havoc on a relationship. A lot of times the mistake people make is thinking, and I've kind of said this earlier, that this issue will stay here. So let's just say this man lacks confidence in protecting you. I don't know why that came to me, but let's just go with that. He lacks a confidence in being able to protect you, and it's something that he's internalizing deeply. All right. Well, this lack of confidence, if gone unaddressed, can lead to a level of him being timid in the relationship. Can lead, or it can have the opposite effect. Him trying to overcompensate for it. All right. Leading him to behave in toxic ways, trying to prove that he's.
Any man that leads with money got low self-esteem issues. And I think if a man is a real man just off his personality, swagger, and shit like that, would want you to be attracted to him. You know what I'm saying? But if he always talking about money and what he got, this, that, and the third, and what he can do for you, he's overcompensating. He got a lack of confidence in himself. His confidence is in what he has.
Tough, trying to, stand in his manhood, so to speak. I don't know if that was the right words to use, but either way, you get what I'm saying. He's trying to assert himself, but he's doing it in very unhealthy ways because he is insecure. Or going back to the original angle, his insecurity lingers. And now that insecurity pours over into other areas of the relationship. And let's be real with each other. As a woman, if this man continues down a path of insecurity, he will become less attractive to you. In him being less attractive, you will desire him less intimately. In you desiring him less intimately, this will create friction in the relationship. Do you see where I'm going with this? It's always these issues that start here and then domino effect and turn into all kinds of other problems. And before you know it, you have two people in this relationship or in this marriage arguing about, let's just say they're arguing about lack of sex now. But the reality is that the lack of sex started from the lack of confidence that created all kinds of insecurity, which created a lack of attraction. Do you see? And if we only attack the sex part, we don't fix the root issues. So nothing's really solved. So now what you'll have is, and I'm speaking from experience, when I say experience as a coach, don't get it twisted. But as a coach, where you get these two people to agree to start engaging more sexually, but they can't keep it up. They can't keep it up because the root issue isn't corrected. So things like lack of confidence and self-esteem. I feel like some of you come across a man like this. I said some of you. And you think, well, I can inspire him to be more confident. And listen, there is a level of truth that you can pour confidence or you can help a man feel better about himself. But you can't overlook the work that he needs to do on his own. Because.
And that's another thing with women. Stop trying to, you are not God. You can't save some of these bitch ass niggas, man. He got to be willing to put in the work. I was willing to put in the work, just like now. Me listening to this. This not for y'all. This is for me, too. It's for y'all, but it's for me more. Because I want to understand myself as a man. You know what I'm saying? Because the one thing I know for sure, confidence, I always had that. But it's other issues that I got to look at, like the intense mood swings I have. Shit like that. You see what I'm saying? The red flag. Not. Okay, in sports, when they throw a flag on the play, they make sure they don't do that shit again to get another flag. You see what I'm saying? And we practice. That's what football practice is for. That's what basketball practice for. That's what practice is for. I have to practice these things in order for it to work in my life. Let's go.
Now, if it becomes a matter or a mechanism of what you pour into him, then the day that you're not pouring it into him, now what? When you're having a rough week, And maybe you're not the greatest cheerleader for that week. Is he now going to fall back into his insecurities and lack of confidence? Yes, he will. I'm going to answer that question for you. Yes, he absolutely will. Because if you become the source of it, then now the burden is on you. And that's not fair. You should become a complement to it. His source must come from within. His source must come from God. But you are the complement that enhances it. All right? So be careful of, again, falling into that kind of a trap and make sure you address it. And now we're at the sixth sign you're dealing with an emotionally broken man. And that is he has an addiction. So let me first say that I am not an addiction specialist. And so I do think that if you come across this issue or are dealing with this issue, I want you to, seek professional help in this area. I'm going to give some of my perspective, some of my understanding, but I have not gone in depth enough to say I know this so well that you can just rely on what I'm saying here. And even if I did, I would still tell you to, glean from other people.
And then too, I'm gonna put a disclaimer on that. We not saying that this man is right, but hell, he ain't too far from wrong. He ain't too far from wrong, man. So let's go.
But more importantly, talk to God as well. But anyways, let's get to it. So he has an addiction. This is gonna hurt some people's feelings, but and some people that I know personally. There's a lot of things that we turn to for vices. And I think some things we've normalized in today's society. But we have to understand that if we are addicted to something, it is a problem. There is porn addiction. There is alcohol addiction. There is drug addiction. All right. But it doesn't stop there. Anything that can take control over someone's life, gambling, is an addiction and it is unhealthy. All right. For some people, smoking is an addiction. All right. And no, not just the cigarettes. I'm talking to the weed heads right now. Okay. And that's why I say it's going to hurt some people's feelings because some people like to get their smoke on. And listen, I ain't judging nobody. I'm not speaking to the act, I'm speaking to the addiction of it. Where some individuals are using it to escape life. And that's what most addictions boil down.
Drugs, any addiction, not just drugs, cigarettes, alcohol, gambling, is a coping addiction. I mean, a coping method, which means instead of me dealing with the problem head on, I'm going to do something else in place of dealing with it. So just say me and my girl get into it. Man, I'm finna go smoke a cigarette. This bitch getting on my nerves. Nah, my nigga, go to God. Man, I'm finna roll me up one. Man, this shit getting on my nerves. Go to God. All that time you taking to roll up a sweet, all that time you doing to pull that cigarette out the pack, light that bitch up, walk outside or wherever you gonna smoke that motherfucker. Not one time, and I'ma promise y'all, cause I used to do the same shit. Not one time am I talking to God. Not one time am I talking to God to help him better this situation. I can't say for everybody, I'm just talking about me. Not one time have I say, God, you know what, man, help me. And you can talk to God while you smoking, because God say, come as you are. Come as you are. You know what I'm saying? You probably understand you need to take some of the edge off, but go talk to God. You sitting here thinking about how this bitch done did you wrong. Or you might think she did you wrong. Man, bitch always got something to say, this, that, and the third. But nigga, look at yourself. Is she correcting you? And that's the thing, that's what's wrong with men today. We don't know, we don't take corrective criticism. And we'll think this whole bashing us. Well, let me stop saying, we'll think this lady or this woman is bashing us when really the whole time she just addressing one of your character defects, my nigga. Anytime somebody say something about you, and you got to really look at it. Because I had to do this one time. If more than one person, especially when these people don't know each other, say the same thing about you, it got to be true. It got to be true.
to, in my opinion, is this escape from reality. This thing that allows us to detach and live in this other world where we don't have to deal with the things we deal with. But the problem is we're running and we're not solving. All right. And there's nothing wrong with engaging in certain things to help you relax and stuff like that. But again, are you so reliant on it that you will now let other aspects of your life take a level, take a hit, be in any way damaged or negatively impacted for the sake of holding on to your addiction? You got to be honest. Well, I'm saying you got to be honest with yourself. As I'm talking to you, the person who is addicted. But for the woman who is now seeing this in this man, this is what you want to pay attention to. How much control does this thing have over this man's life? What kind of an impact is it having on this man's life? But understand that, yes, it speaks to a deeper issue, because one of the big mistakes that people make when they are dealing with someone who has an addiction is attacking the addiction on the surface. All right. So using alcohol, just thinking to saying, oh, you should stop drinking, or we need to, drinking is destroying you. All you're focusing on is the drinking. This person has heard stop drinking a million times.
And I'm going to be an advocate of that. You can't keep telling that nigga to stop drinking or stop smoking, because all it's going to do is make him do it more. What every person fail to realize with alcoholism, drug addiction, gambling, any addiction, there is something deeper than that. The problem is not the alcohol. The problem is the problem inside of the alcoholic that he's not trying to address. Let me say that again. The problem is not the alcohol or the drugs. It's the issues that he's dealing with on the inside to keep covering up whatever he don't want to talk about. A lot of addicts and alcoholics do not want to talk about shit that hurt them 20, 30 years ago. Maybe not having a father in their life. Maybe that a brother or sister got treated better than they did. Maybe not having no parents in their life. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of times we get high, or maybe they was molested, or maybe they was raped as a child. A lot of times, see, we just look at the dope fiend and alcoholic. Now we got to look deeper than that. What's on the inside of that motherfucker that's making you drink like that?
That isn't going to resonate with them. And that isn't the real issue. They drink for a reason. We have to understand what's the reason. Now, when I say,
see what I'm saying?
To understand, I mean that in a general sense, because at the end of the day, if you are dealing with a man who has an alcohol addiction and you attempt to discuss it with him, there's no guarantee he's going to tell you. There's no guarantee he's going to open up to you. And it's not then your job to have to keep fighting to pull it out of him. If he is unwilling to address it, open up, or get professional help, you've got to let him go.
And I agree to that. I agree to that. I don't give a damn how much you love his drunk ass. I don't give a damn how much you love his dope fiend ass. I don't give a damn how much you love his gambling ass. I don't give how much you love his porn addicted ass. If it's making you unhappy, you do not need to be with him. That person needs to get help, because it's deeper than the alcohol or drugs or whatever it is. It's deeper. This shit started before they even put alcohol or drugs in their body. This should be way deeper than what a motherfucker thinks, man. Baby, you just need to stop drinking. Nah, baby, you need to let go of that shit that you holding on to, because your father wasn't in your life, because your mama wasn't in your life, because your brothers and sisters live a better lifestyle than you. You know what I'm saying? Because you didn't grow up this type of way. Or maybe you've been molested. Or maybe you've been raped. Now you got to let go of that shit. And it's hard to say, but it might take years. But you got to deal with them issues, or it's going to forever hold you down. Your burdens will forever hold you down.
Nothing you can do. I've seen too many people hold on for dear life, thinking that they can somehow help this person change, and it didn't work. Now, granted, you'll hear stories of people saying, this person not giving up on them is what got them there. But those are really exceptions to the rule. And you have to be very careful.
Let me go to that, because they're going to use you. They're going to use you. Let that motherfucker go. Cause that motherfucker, I'm gonna tell you, when my mama died, I lost everything. And I hate to say this, and y'all might not understand this when I say this. My mama dying was the best thing for me to grow up to be a motherfucking man, because that was my crutch. My mama was my crutch, and my kinfolk is on here, and he can speak on that. I could not do no wrong in my mama eyes. No matter what problems I had, I could lean on my mom. God will remove everything from your ass to lean on him. That's what you got to do. Sometimes you got to love a person so much you got to let them go. And that's the hardest part. But at the end of the day, you sugarcoating shit. Oh, I just want to be there by his side. You can still be there, but he got to be making efforts to do better. Who in the fuck gonna condone bullshit? Who in the mother? Who gonna sit there and condone bullshit, my nigga? Long as you got an addicted person and you help an addicted person, they're gonna stay looking for that handout. They're gonna stay looking for that crutch. You see what I'm saying? I call it the butterfly effect. So now I need to go, and because I'm a caterpillar, I need to go into rehab. I need to go to this therapist, get into a cocoon. Now I'm in rehab. I'm locked in. Now I'm with my therapist. I'm locked in. And I got to go through some shit, hit some shit. Because see, why y'all don't know it or not, that butterfly in that cocoon struggling, trying to make his wings come and transform into something. See, it's hard when you transform. Now, he went in as an ugly caterpillar, but he tried to come out as a beautiful butterfly. It's a fight and a struggle to come up out that cocoon. You feel what I'm saying? That's what we doing when we go into rehabs. That's what most of us doing, because everybody don't go to rehabs for that. That's what most of us doing when we go sit in front of that therapist. We go sit in that cocoon, and we learning about ourselves, and we feeling ourselves transforming into something different. Then when it's time to come up out that cocoon, when we break up out that shell of all that bullshit that's been trapping us for years, then we can fly like we need to. So don't think you turning your back on somebody because you love them. It's just like your mama or your daddy saying, I'm whooping your ass because I love you. Yeah, because I don't want you to fuck up in the future. If I don't correct the behavior now, the behavior will never be addressed.
With using that as your blueprint, because again, for every one success story, there's hundreds more that failed miserably. Paid a bigger price for it.
Daily.
There's some of you watching this right now. You went through this. You know what I'm talking about. So,
boy, how this nigga know what I'm sitting here agreeing with him? Boy, this shit be crazy. Look at God. That's God. That's our God right there.
You cannot put that on yourself. You can't help someone who does not want to be helped.
Didn't I just say that? You can't help a motherfucker that ain't trying to help themselves. If that motherfucker don't come to you with, baby, I want to go to rehab. Okay, don't take him that day. Wait about a day too late and see if he say the same thing.
They have to want to be helped, and they have to be able to recognize it as an addiction. Now, granted, again, I do think that there are some situations where your perception of addiction, their perception of addiction is going to be different. It isn't to say which one's right or wrong. It's just to say that in that difference, you guys aren't able to come together and find resolution. To me, that still means we can't move forward in a relationship, because you two are not on the same page. And if he accepts your definition of addiction, but he does not connect with it in a way that says this is a real problem, well, guess what? He's going to get back to doing that same thing. And if you accept his definition, even though you still feel like it's a huge problem, well, you're going to be unhappy and miserable. So simply thinking that, well, since we don't see it the same way, we just got to sweep this under the rug and keep it moving. No, it's just another sign that this won't work. But bottom line is, addictions are due to deeper unresolved issues in the vast majority of cases. Of course, there's other outliers, but in most cases, people are running from something. And we have to learn, and this I'm saying to all of us, for any of you who may find yourself in addiction, one, I want to encourage you to get help, but I also want to encourage you to find alternative, healthy paths to dealing with the things you feel like you're struggling dealing with. Because a lot of times we hold on to this one thing because we don't think there's anything else that can help us. But there are other things that we can do. But again, address the deeper issues. All right. And now the last sign that you're dealing with an emotionally broken man. And let me just say, I really want to talk about this one. And that is, he is unaffected by your emotions. So no one can ever convince me that someone who loves you, a man who loves this woman, is not in any way moved by how she's feeling emotionally, is not in any way moved by your tears or by your happiness. Now, let me throw in a caveat. Have I seen married couples after years who have unresolved issues and one or the other becomes numb to the other person's emotions? I've seen that plenty of times. And I do think it's possible. I don't think that's automatically a sign that they don't love or never love their partner. I do think that sometimes when too much goes unresolved and over a certain amount of time, whatever that time is for each individual, yes, people can become very numb to what's going on. All right. And I think they're still moved in some capacity, but again, they're very detached at that point. It doesn't mean all is lost, but it can happen. But when you're starting off dating in a relationship and this guy's already like that, or he's always been like this, no. And this definitely speaks to a level of brokenness in this man, not even a level, just flat out brokenness. Again, to be able, because whether it's he truly does not care or he refuses to show it, that's a problem. All right. So if he just does not care, then that's clearly he's just not the man for you. And he's just not serious about you. There's nothing we can do here. If it's a matter of someone who does not know or is not comfortable showing emotion, let me say this. If that is the case, this will be consistent in other areas of his life and with other people. So he's not going to be unaffected by you, but he's so moved by other people. If that happens, not good. It's not going to work. But yes, are there some men out there who, with everyone, they're very stoic, they're very just keep it all in? This is unhealthy. This cannot be allowed to continue. It's not only unhealthy for the relationship.
That nigga is a ticking time bomb waiting to explode. Now you got some niggas that will withhold a lot of shit, and let me tell you something. Somewhere you gotta have an outlet. Somewhere you gotta have an outlet. And I believe if you with a woman and she's with you, whether she your wife or somebody you're about to marry, you have to be comfortable with talking to that person. Some niggas just want to be so motherfucking hard, my nigga. You ain't that motherfucking hard to where you don't want to let your emotions out and let her know, or like, and if she's talking to you, bro, like, okay, me and my girl just last Saturday we had a little argument, you know what I'm saying? But I feel so fucked up by the shit that I see. You feel what I'm saying? Like, damn, because I'm acting out of emotion. I'm not speaking out of logic. I'm just talking out of emotion because I let her say something to me that triggered me to go the fuck off. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, I could have said, well, damn, why you feel like I flicked you off? You know what I'm saying? Or brushed you off. I wasn't brushing you off. I was looking for a person. It was different ways I could have handled. Instead, I went the fuck off. Being emotional. But I said some hurtful shit. You know what I'm saying? And so now I'm getting back in on good graces and working my way because I know I was wrong. You know what I'm saying? Shit. That's one thing we don't do as men. We don't right our wrongs. We think we just standing on some real shit. Nah.
It's unhealthy for you and it's unhealthy for him. No one wins in this scenario. All right. But again, a human being who is healthy does not behave in that way. Plain and simple. They have had to have gone through trauma to be able to put a wall up so high that they're not moved by something or unwilling to show anything when something happens. All right. And that's very deep rooted. So again, he's got to be willing to go get help. So let me say this to wrap this thing up. As I said in the beginning, I told you, a lot of people have this mentality now of you see this red flag and certain things that's on this list, it's a hell no. Like some of you might think, well, addiction or what I identify as an addiction, that's an automatic red flag. There's no need for discussion. The reason why I will never encourage or co-sign you on that is because, let me say this, though I agree that there are certain, I think, for example, if he killed someone, knock on wood, God forbid, or killed someone in your family, yeah, I don't think there's anything we can talk about, right? Molesting, raping, none we can talk about. I think those are the violations that, yeah, there's nothing to talk about. A lot of this other stuff, there are potential just misunderstandings. And I've seen so many scenarios where people assume something was a clear-cut red flag. And then because I was able to get them to talk to each other, we're able to find resolution and realize it was just a misunderstanding. The unfortunate reality is that so many people are running around projecting negativity onto situations, taking bad advice, having walls up. And of course, I encourage everyone to heal so that nobody has to deal with trying to work through these things. But even with two healthy, healed people, there's a possibility for lines to get crossed. There's a possibility for misunderstandings to happen because now we have to talk about just being raised differently. And what one man may have been raised to do in a relationship, another man may have been raised differently. Neither are a reflection of whether he loves you or is serious about you. It's just what he knows or what was taught to do. And then once the woman that he loves expresses concern, expresses that this doesn't work, then if he loves you, he'll correct it. And that's why, to me, there is no.
That's what I'm saying. If you love a woman, you will correct yourself. If a bitch say I don't like, now true enough, like, okay, certain things I can understand. But if a woman started asking you to do something, or if it becomes a problem to her, you really have to address that, my nigga. You really might have to need to change that. Hanging out with your friends all the time, not spending time with her. Yeah, man, come on. Or gambling all the time, shit like that. It's certain things with a woman, yeah, even if it might be shit, getting rid of your female friends. You feel what I'm saying? If that's what it is, shit, you might have to do that, or talk about it and work it out. The whole thing about it is, like I say, I'm gonna play one about women too. I'm gonna find some shit about women. Like I say, though, I want to work on the men first, because the man is the head. Like I say, we can sit here and say 1,000 things what's wrong with a woman, but nigga, have you changed? So you perfect? My nigga, you perfect. Are you perfect? That's the first thing about a nigga talking about somebody else. That means he's trying to deflect what's wrong with him. I'm gonna say that again. If you're talking about somebody else, you're talking about what the women need to do and what's this and this, that, and the third, you deflecting the point about, cause see the thing that would a motherfucker and a lot of these YouTubers, I hate this shit, but nobody asks, well, let me see your work. Your talk is good, but what are your works? What are your actions with the shit you telling me? A nigga tell me all day, I'm gonna beat your motherfucking ass, but you'll never, but when is you gonna do it? Man, they saying, hey, 3 frogs was sitting on the log. One made a decision to jump. How many frogs left on the log? Now everybody probably be saying 2. Now it's still 3 motherfuckers on the log. He just made a decision. He never jumped. You can make a decision and never do it. We do it every year for resolutions. Oh, I'm going to lose weight this year. I'm going to stop smoking. We made a choice. We made a decision, but we never did it. We never put action into it. You see what I'm saying? I could choose a pair of shoes, but I don't have to put them motherfuckers on. That's what I'm saying. We have to start putting in work in building ourselves. And I know a lot of motherfuckers will be like, well, shit, what about the women? Nigga, I'm not, fuck the women right now. I'm talking about the men. And I need the women to watch this to understand probably what type of nigga they fucking with. I'm gonna tell you, if every time you talk to this nigga and his voice go up or optic, if his shit, oh fuck you, dog, bitch. Nah. Oh, why? What you mean? Man, come on, man. Come on, man. Let that bitch go. Let that bitch up out of you, man. Don't let that bitch up out of you. See, we need to get this bitch up out of us before we try to even be in relationships or try to tell anybody else about a relationship. You know what I'm saying? For real, because sometimes you just have to listen and don't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta listen, because before I react to anything I say to a motherfucker, I gotta understand, well, maybe hold on. Let me see right quick. Let me dig back and see if what they saying is really true. Let me run down my characteristics, because it seemed like somewhere I done heard this shit before from another motherfucker.
Arm in having a discussion first, because if he is truly just a walking red flag that needs to be let go of, he will show it again and again, or he will show it in that discussion. And it will be made clear that this isn't going to go anywhere. This can't work. Or on the flip side, he will make adjustments and you guys will be able to then move forward into a better relationship, and being able to have worked through it will set you up better for future issues that may come. Thank you for watching this video. Now check this one out over here about how to avoid dating toxic and damaged men. That's why I say the same.
Oh, that's tomorrow. That there, right there, tomorrow. That there, 5 ways to avoid dating toxic and damaged men. That there tomorrow. I'm gonna break that shit down tomorrow, man. Yeah. So, hey, man, y'all have a beautiful, wonderful day. This been this ain't been TMB with Monkey, man. This here, I'm gonna name it a segment, because it ain't my coffee run no more. Because I really ain't doing the coffee runs no more, because hell, I bought me a coffee machine. Shit, that coffee costs money. Shit, bought me a motherfucking Keurig. Hell, fuck them folks. I mean, I still run to 7-Eleven there once in a while if I want me a caramel cookie or a macadamia nut cookie. But yeah, man, fuck them people and they shit. I fuck around and give me some cookies and bake them bitches. Shit, man, y'all got me fucked up. But anyway, y'all have a wonderful day. Whoa. We about this big.
Turn it up, pass this track straight to fucking Monkey Man. Burn it up.
Cross my heart, I never cross the plug. I'm game related like Dewberry and C-Dub. So let's talk about it. TMB with Monkey Man. Stop playing games, boy. Stay in your own lane. Beating on my chest like a fucking 8. Oklahoma all the way to the H. Body rock southside, what you talking about? Lakers home, pro, that's the north side. Holla at that bar bands, pull the slab side. Mike and Brett, that's a domino effect. You must be loco if you think you in the weather circles. I'm in the tray, but I don't see no TV. It's that boy Monkey Man and that Mike D. On the coffee run early morning with my peeps. Bitch, I'm monetized on YouTube in the street. Somebody call it Zoo, cause Monkey Man, I
So I guess I'm on my Monkey Man shit. Monkey Man shit. Monkey Man shit, ayy. So I guess I'm on my Monkey Man shit. Monkey Man shit. Monkey Man shit, ayy. Moving through the jungle, I can fuck with no fake niggas. Only